Let's start our today's agenda. Today's our agenda is we'll see how to make a report with the groups and subgroups, in the in a crystal report. In a crystal report. No, so if you want to make any blank report in crystal, you just need to click on blank report. And now our prime agenda is we are going to create a crystal report on top of universe, and then we'll make a different subgroups and different totals for the end users. Now
Muted.
Now click on blank report. I clicked on the blank report. If you want to create a new connection, you just need to expand, create new connection. Expand, create new connection. When you click on expand, create new connection, there you have a lot of drivers. We have a lot of drivers here. Now you are going to create a connection for universe, then expand your universe, and universes will be there in the BO server. Now I am going to take universes from the BO dev server. That's why I am entering a login credentials for BO dev. Once you enter your dev server name and username, password, enter your BO dev server name, username and password. Once you enter dev server name, username, password, it will take you into the dev server. There you have a lot of universes. I have a plan to create a report on eFashion. So I selected eFashion, click on open. Once you click on open, it will display all the available objects there in the eFashion universe. I want to create a report with the year wise, quarter wise, month wise, sales revenue, quantity sold, as well as I want a prompt on year. If you want to make a prompt on year, just drag and drop into query filters. There you can create a there please select, once you drag and drop your object into the query filters, select your operator and type and enable type of the filter as a prompt. Click on OK. That means now you created a query with the year, quarter, month, sales revenue, quantity sold and prompt on year. When you click on OK, again it will take you into the database expert. That means you make this query on the eFashion universe. This query, if you want to use for the crystal report, you just need to select that query, click on arrow, click on right arrow. When you click on right arrow, it will ask you to select the data, to submit input for the prompt. I just submitted all the values, or I want to submit only 2001, 2002. Okay, I submitted 2001, 2002. Then click on OK. Once you click on OK, it will be added to the crystal report. Again click on OK. Again click on OK. Now once you click on OK, that objects will be appeared in the field explorer. These objects, if you want to use in the crystal report, you just need to drag and drop into details tab. I'm just dragging and dropping into details tab. Year, quarter, month and sales revenue. Once you drag and drop into details tab, it will create a heading for that column as well as data for that column. And now I dragged and dropped 4 objects, so now I have 4 columns in the report. Once you have done this, you just need to click on refresh. Once you click on refresh, then it will display year, quarter, month, comma, sales revenue. Year, quarter, month, comma, sales revenue. When you see this is your report, I hope you know how to apply a formatting for this report. If you want to apply a formatting, if you want to add a box, go to insert. Just take a box and add an outer box. Lines, if you want, you can add a vertical lines as well as horizontal lines to make a vertical as table format. Now anyway, leave about that formatting. Formatting is very easy. It's just like your Word document. Now anyway, you have a data. Now my requirement is, my customer is asking to give sum of all years data, as well as he want a subtotal for each year. Here I have a 2 years data. Here I have a 2 years data. Now my customer want to see in 1 year I have a 12 months, and second year I have a 12 months. My customer want a subtotal for 2001 and subtotal for 2002, as well as you want a grand total for all 2 years. That means all 24 months. That is their requirement. In Oracle, or if you take any query, if you want to apply a aggregation, means sum, max, minimum, and maximum, minimum, sum, difference, if you want to apply this kind of aggregate calculations, the mandatory is you need to apply a group by. Now I have a requirement to apply aggregation on each year. If you want to apply aggregation for each year, the mandatory is you need to make a group on that particular object. Now I'm trying to apply aggregation on sales revenue, but data is presented year wise, quarter wise, month wise, and they requested to give a total for each year. So that means first you need to apply group by on year, then you need to apply a total on sales revenue. Now see, my requirement is I just need a subtotal for each year. If you want to make a subtotal, first you need to subdivide your report into year wise. If you want to subdivide a report into year wise, you just need to go to insert. There you have a group. In the group, you are just applying a group for year, group on year. So I selected year group, and group order I want to display an ascending. If you want to display in a specified order, you can specify order. If you want to display in the 2002 first, 2001 next, then you can specify your order. Now see, you have a group here. Now it created 2001 one group, 2002 one group. When you see here, you have a 2002 one group, 2001 one group, and if you want to display the group heading after this year, if you want, you can drag and drop into this side. When you drag and drop into this side, 2002 will be here and 2001 will be here. Then now you have a divided your report into according to year wise. See, all 2002 year records will be grouped into one part, 2001 records will be grouped into other part. Now if you want to apply aggregation on this sales revenue, if you want aggregation sum or max on 2002, then what you need to do is you just need to go to insert. There you have a summary, and there have a record called as sales. There have a record called as sales revenue, and if you want to apply a sum on sales revenue, just go to sales revenue. There you have a sum, and the summary you are going to apply for each year group. If you put sales revenue, sum of sales revenue, grand total means it will give a maximum total for all years. If you select a group name as a summary location, that time it will create a summary for each group. This time what it will do, it will write a total for each year group. See, when you see here, it is writing a sum of 2002. That means it will aggregate all these 12 records. It will give a total, as well as it will aggregate all this 2001. It will give a one total. That means now you got each year total. That is your subtotal. And if you want to make a grand total, here, this time what you need to do is, again you need to go to insert, summary, on what? Sales revenue, and you need a location. Sum is the aggregate function. I am going to apply a sum, and grand total. When you click grand total, it will give a total of 2001, 2002. See, this is your grand total. if you want to name this as a grand total, go to insert text object and place your text object here and double click on text object and write that as a grand total. So now report looks like you have a 2002 total, 2001 total, as well as you have a grand total. Now if you want a subtotal for each quarter, when you see your budget allocation report, they'll display grand total as total budget and whatever they allocated for electricity. See, when you see your budget statement, total they will display in the bottom, and they will divide their report into multiple parts. Electricity how much they allocated, budget how much they allocated, and water how much they allocated, and health how much they allocated, and primary education how much they allocated. They will show all the subtotals. Now anyway, assume I want a quarter wise subtotal, but now my requirement is you gave me a subtotal for each year and as well as you gave me a grand total for all years. But now my requirement is I want a subtotal for each quarter. Each quarter I have a 3 months data. 2002 one quarter, 2002 quarter 2, 2002 quarter 3, 2002 quarter 4, 2001 quarter 1, 2001 quarter 2, 2001 quarter 3, 2001 quarter 4. That is my requirement. If you want to subdivide, again report quarter wise, you need to go to insert, again group, based on what? Based on your quarter, and order of the quarters I want in ascending order. Then click on OK. Now when you see here, your report now divided according to each quarter. If you want to drag and drop, please drag and drop quarters into this side. Now I'm going to apply a total for each quarter. You need to go to insert summary based on sales revenue, and sum is the aggregate function. If you want, you can take max of the quarter values, and summary I am going to apply for each quarter group. This is very important. See, now you got a subtotal for each quarter and as well as grand total for each year and total grand total for all years also. This is a way you can subdivide your report into multiple groups. Now my requirement is I don't want to show the detailed records. I want to show only aggregate records. That time you just need to go back. If you want to show only groups but not totals, but not details, that time you need to go to design mode. In the design mode, there is a page header. In the page header you have a group header 2, and details header. This is your details header. If you don't want to display details header, you just need to right click here. There you have a hide. When you click hide, when you go to preview, this time there is no detailed records. You can see only this totals of quarters, totals of years, but you cannot see the detailed records. But when you click on quarter, report will display that quarter 2002 quarter, month 1, month 2, month 3 data. This looks like drill, but it is not a drill. You're just moving from this group to month wise. See, that's a way you can hide. If you want to show all records, then go to design mode, right click, show. This time you can see all the data. If you want, you can hide only groups. If you want to hide a groups, that time just right click, hide group 2, hide group 1 also. Group 1 is for years. Go to preview. This time you can see data according to quarters, but you don't see that subtotals and grand totals. The reason is there you have hided. Hided the groups, group names. You cannot see the group names. Okay, this is a way you can create your report with the groups and subgroups as well as totals and subtotals. This is a way you can create. Now we'll see. Now I hope. Now this is a way you can create. I hope you're clear with this. I explained about group and subgroups. Now my next requirement is I want to highlight a data. I want to highlight. See, now anyway in the query you have a prompt on here. When you click refresh the report will prompt use current pass parameter value, prompt for new parameter value. Use current parameter value, and when you click OK, report will run for 2002 2001. If you want to run a report for the new values, select prompt for new parameter value, click on OK. This time you can select the required input parameters for year. Select required input parameters. I selected 2001, 2002, 2003. Click on OK. Report will run for 2001, 2002 as well as 2003. 2003. This is your 2003. See, when you see this is your 2003. Okay, there's a way it will make you can run a report. That means you make a dynamic query, prompt on here. So now my requirement is I want to highlight a data based on some sales revenue. My requirement is my customer is requested to highlight if the data is 655,206.40. It is greater than that, I want to highlight with the green color. That time in Crystal there is an option called as highlighting expert. Just go to highlighting expert, click on new. It will create a name for that highlighting expert. Now you are going to create a condition based on sales revenue. Take a sales revenue greater than is greater than value. You are going to take a value. The value I requested to take this value. Then if it is satisfied that condition, then put green and add background as yellow. If you add background as yellow, and I want to put border as a single border. This is what I want here, and click on OK. It will be highlighted that particular data. If the condition is satisfied. Whatever the condition is satisfied, that all you can see with this required color, green color text, and background with yellow, and borders for each cell. There's a way you can highlight. This in WebI you called as the alerts. This we called as the alerts in WebI, but here you called as a highlighting expert to highlight the data. Yes, fine. Now I am displaying 2001, 2002, 2003 years data. The reason is in the filter I selected 2001, 2002, 2003 data. That's why my report is showing 2001, 2002, 2003 data. Now my requirement is I want to show only quarter 1, quarter 2, not all quarters. I don't want to display quarter 3, quarter 4. I don't want to display quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. I want only quarter 1, quarter 2. That time what you need to do is you need to apply report level filter. In WebI also you have a report level filter. You have a query level filter as well as report level filter. Now this report have a query level filter. Now I am going to create a report level filter. Go to select expert. There you have a record. Then here I am creating. See, if you want you can remove this. I am removing this filter. I want to create a new filter, new, based on what? Quarter. Click on OK. I want to show data only is less than. I want to display only Q1, Q2 data. Take is less than Q3. Click on OK. Now the report will display only data for Q1, Q2 for each year. When you see here, each year you can get Q1, Q2, and 2001 also you'll get Q1, Q2. This we called as a report level filter. This report level filter you can create like this: report, select export, record, still in quotas you want to display only month 1, month 2, month, go to month. If you want to display is less than, I'm creating one more filter on month, is less than month 6, and that means I want to display only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Click on OK. Click on refresh data. When you see, you can see the Q1 3 times, but Q2 when you see, you can see 2 times because you have only 4th, 5th month, you don't have a 6th month. That means you hide that 6 months in the reporting side. Now you have added Q3, Q4, as well as in the Q2 you have added the 6th month. That means you added 2 filters in the report level. One filter in the query. The one filter in the query is per year. That filter will display only 2001, 2002, 2003 years. But quota filter will display only Q1, Q2. But month filter is displaying only month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, but not month 6. There's a way you can hide your data. Now, today what we discussed is, we talked about groups, and we talked about subtotals and grand totals, and we talked about highlight export, how you highlight a data, and we talked about report level filter by using report select export. That we discussed. Now our agenda is, there is a one more concept called as the sub report. In insert, there is a one more concept called as a sub report. This report is basically, the sub report is basically to call other report in the current report. For example, I'm in one crystal report. I want to include one more crystal report into this crystal report. That you need to go to insert sub report, choose an existing report, browse. You have already report 1. If you want to open, you can open. Click on OK. Then when you click on OK, that particular report will be imported into the current report, and that report you called as the sub report. If you want to keep a sub report in the bottom of this report, please keep in the bottom of this. I'm keeping in the bottom of this report, so that the second report will be included into the first report. That second report also you can see in the same report. When you save now this report, the end user can see 2 reports. One is main report, that is there in first page, and the sub report they can see in the second page. Sub reports they can see in the second page. That we call as a sub report. That we call as the sub report. If you want to call other Excel-based dashboards into this particular crystal report, you want to call other Excel-based dashboard into this crystal report, that time you need to go to insert. There's a concept called as the plus, FLASH plus, and go to browse. See if you have any dashboards here. Unfortunately, I don't have any dashboard. Let me take one dashboard, but this will be included only that is there in your local. Let me connect with Excelsius. Let me open this Excelsius. Yes, I open this particular Excelsius. You can have a file, have a samples, user guide samples. I'll take one sample, click on OK. That will be opened in the local, and export to class that I'm going to save in my local desktop, name called as sample. Just save. Now you have a dashboard in the local system. This dashboard I want to import into the crystal report. I want to include somewhere. So then what you need to do is go to insert. There you have a FLASH class, browse and navigate for that particular sample dashboard, and navigate it, click on OK. Click on OK and keep somewhere in the report. When you keep somewhere in the report, the dashboard will be appeared. Dashboard will be appeared in the sub report. Sub report. Now see. Now when you see here, you have a crystal report. When you see here, you have a crystal report as well as you have a dashboard and you have a main crystal report as well as you have sub crystal report as well as you have a Excelsius dashboard in the same report. Now customer can navigate with the existing Excelsius dashboard as well as you can navigate for the crystal report 1 and crystal report 2 also, main report as well as sub report, main report and sub report also. This is your Excelsius dashboard as well as you have a main crystal report as well as the existing sub crystal report, also. So there's a way they can call a one other crystal report into current crystal report, or they can call other Excelsius dashboard into this crystal report. Now we have a main report as well as sub report as well as you have a Excelsius dashboard. There's a way you can call any number of reports into one report, that called reports, that other reports, whatever you call, that we call as a sub reports. The other one is called as a main report as well as you call it a class object called as Excelsius dashboard. Excelsius dashboard. I think John sir, I answered your question. John, are you there? John, are you there?
Unmuted.
John.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I answered your question?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a way you can create any number of reports. Today we talked about groups, subgroups, totals, subtotals, highlight expert,
Select the products most.
Sorry?
Select one of those products.
If you select, it will work. If you select product 3, product 4, it will work like a dashboard, right?
Okay.
Okay. There's a way you can call. Okay. Anyway, that's fine. That's fine. Today we talked about this. Now I'm going to explain how to make a crystal report, how to make crystal on top of BEX. Now our second agenda is we'll see to create a crystal on BEX query. If you want to create a crystal report on BEX query, in the current version you have two options. One option is you need to go to File, New Blank Report, File, New Blank Report, New Blank Report, File, New Blank Report, File, New Blank Report. There you can create a there you can use a option called as a SAP MDX query, SAP BW MDX query, and you can select BA server and you can create your own connection. You can create own connection for the BEX query. That is one option. Just you need to click on next. Then you select your client name and username password for the SAP BA server. then you can make your, then you can use an existing BEX query whatever there in the server, and you can create your crystal report. Other option is, other way is, now there is a simple method in current version called as a 2008 crystal client. This client they call as SAP BI client. In this client, if you want to create a crystal report on SAP BEX query, you can directly go to SAP. There is a SAP toolbar. There you have create new report from a query or start BW query designer option. You have two options: create new report from a query or start BW query designer. Create new report from a query means if already there is an existing BEX query in the backend, you can use that BEX query and you can create a report. If you talk about start BW query designer, this is basically to create BEX query, and then you can create a, you can use that query as a source for your report. Now you have two agendas. One is, if you have existing BEX query, you can take and create a report. Second is, if you want to create your BEX query and then later if you want to create your report, that time you need to go to start BW query designer. Here you have a start BW query designer, and then click on OK. Click on OK. Then enter your username password for SAP. I'm just entering my username password. Once you entered your username password, it will take you into the SAP. It will call your query designer. The query designer will help us to create a BEX query. Now I'm going to create a new BEX query. See, now I'm in query designer. If you want to create your new query, click on new query.
Muted.
Click on new query. See, if you want to click a new query, you know, when you see here, you are trying to click a, see, new query. If you want to create a new query, you need to navigate for the cubes. I'm just navigating for any one cube there in the backend. I'm just taking SAP demo cube. SAP demo cube. Take SAP demo cube as source. Then in the SAP demo cube, you have a lot of cubes. I'm going to take a SAP demo data for that particular cube. I selected that particular cube. Select that particular cube, and there you have a lot of objects. If you want to use this particular objects into the BEX query, you just need to click on table display. That time it will display rows and columns. I told you all characteristics you need to drag and drop into rows. I'm just dragging and dropping into rows. Time is a characteristic. Characteristic means our dimension objects. And unit, I want to take a currency unit into this side. And if you want to take any key figures for the report, you need to drag and drop into columns. Net sales also one key figure I want to take into the columns. And if you want to create a filter, a dynamic filter or static filter on particular object. If you want to create a dynamic or static filter on customer, right click on customer. If you want to make a dynamic filter, in backside there is a concept called as a variable. In BO you called as a prompt. Now I am making new variable on customer. It will be in the variable wizard. Click on next. Then just give the variable name. I am just giving a variable name as sample. And description also I am giving as a sample. Then click on next. And if you put single, that time the user can submit only one value for the input for the customer. If you want to submit multiple single values, please take multiple single. Click on next. Click on next. Click on exit. Click on exit. That's all. You make a one dynamic variable for the customer. The dynamic variable is customer in list. So this dynamic variable, if you want to apply for the customer, then you need to take that customer characteristic into this side, customer side. You just need to see, when you see here you have a sample, right? This is your sample. You just need to drag and drop into customer here. So that means now you created query, select currency, select calendar year, select region code, select customer, select billed quantity, select net sales, where customer in list prompt. Customer in list prompt. That is your query now. Then if you want to enable a properties, query properties, you need to go to query properties. There you have extended. There you need to enable allow external access to this query. This is very important. That means all the characteristics whatever you have that you drag and drop into rows, whatever key figures you required in the report that you drag and drop into columns, and whatever the prompt you want to make, that is on the customer. I want a prompt on customer, that's why I make a prompt on customer. Then that customer prompt I added for the report. How you added, you make a prompt here that you are dragging and dropping into customer object there in the report. Okay, fine, well and good, you make a query. Then you need to click, there is an option called as a quit and use. And there you need to give a name of your BEX query. I'm just giving sample as a name. Technical name also I'm giving sample. Click on save. Already it is exist. It says already it is exist. Give sample 1, and this also I'm providing as a sample 1. And click on save. The BEX query whatever you created, now you created with that prompts and that objects, that characteristics, that and key figures, then you are saving. So when you click on quit and use, it will directly take you into the crystal report. Now you are in crystal report. See, now you are in crystal report. It created with the sample 1, and whatever the objects you dragged and drop into the query, that now you can see in the field explorer. In the field explorer, you can see currency, and you can see customer, and as well as cal month, and all whatever you dragged and drop, that all will be appeared here. All the characteristics will be appeared with the D. D means dimension, M means measures. When you see here, you have a currency. You just need to drag and drop into currency. And if you want a cal month, here you have a cal month that you can drag and drop. And as well as you have a customer that you can drag and drop. And you have a sales revenues with the measure that also you can drag and drop. And whatever the variables you created in the BEX side, that will be appear as a parameter field. See, here you have a sample. Sample is a variable in the backend. Now it converted as a parameter. Anyway, I associated the parameter with the customer. When you click refresh, now it will ask you to enter the customer value. Fortunate, unfortunate, I hope I don't have a data in the backend. If you have a data, if you submit C1, C2, C3, C4 here, then when you click OK, report will run for that particular C1, C2, C3. Now I don't have any data, so that's why it's displaying not assigned. And when you click on OK, report will run for that particular data. But now I don't have a data, that's why it's not displaying data. So that is a way you can create a BEX query, and you can create a crystal report on top of BEX query. Now the steps for this is very easy. Go to SAP BW, start BW query designer, and enter your SAP login credentials. Then click on new query. Then it will ask you to select the cube, select a particular cube, and drag and drop required characteristics into rows, required key figures into columns. Then go to query. Then if you want to make any variable, right click on that particular object, customer. If you want to make a filter on customer, right click on customer, new variable, and select your operator. If you want a single, that time select single value. Multiple single means multiple single value. Click on exit, that will be created. Then that variable you just need to drag and drop into rows. Then go to quit and use. That's all. There your job ends. Then when you click quit and use, then directly it will take you into the field explorer there in crystal. Then whatever the objects you want, just drag and drop into detail object, click on refresh, report will be created. That's the way you can create a crystal report on top of BEX query also. You have any doubts on this?
Unmuted.
Please, today I am going to close bit early and meet you tomorrow. Tomorrow I am going to take 2.5 hours class. Tomorrow we'll meet at 6 o'clock, 6 to 8 o'clock. Tomorrow's class is 6 to 8. 6 to 8. Okay, thanks. Today, please, I have some urgent work. I'm going to close today now. Tomorrow we'll meet at the same 6 o'clock. The class is for 6 to 8. Tomorrow, extensively, I'll show you how to create a Bex query and how to create a universe on Bex query, and as well as I'll show you how to create a web crystal report on top of Bex query. If possible, I'll connect other server which have a data that I'll explain. Okay, thanks for your time.